Hey, buddy. Come here. Psst, 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 psst. Ay, 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 you're scratching my back. Oh,
Playing with the kitties. My son went to Vipassana today. A Vipassana. Does anybody know what that is? Vipassana? When you walk in there and you see these people, it looks like half of them came off the street, walking in like the weirdest stuff. Now maybe they're thinking, because in the paraphernalia it says, please, if you have lice, leave it at home. Like I'm saying, what? So I see some guy walking in with a plastic casing, right? And his stuff, and he looks like he's well off, that he can afford a half-decent suitcase. But he walks in with this plastic thing like, what's going on out there in this Vipassana? One guy is saying, once you get through this, everybody's going to want to go. So, hey little kitty, what's going on? So I'm drinking this morning's coffee. What is Mr. Tackpants about? What does he have to say? It seems like I'm going over and over things that I have done in the past 14 years, but 8 years online on YouTube, where I can put a little expression into everything I do, because I like the attention, or the attention I feel that I can acquire in the future. It's almost like making TV now, but only being live, and like the first time somebody watches this is like, I still have to do the upload. And okay, so moringa! The sound of a cat, the sound of a dog, the sound of a cow, the sound of a pig, if and, or, and buts. 2-letter words, 1-letter words, and 3-letter words. And sometimes a 1-letter word is more than 1 letter to the word that is heard, right? Like a color. It's funny the way you see a color, and it's just an object, and all of a sudden that object has a word assigned to it. I know what you are. You're a room. But I have things in the room. How do you put something inside something else? Imagine words that you can put things inside the words. That's a bedroom. What goes in the bedroom? I don't know. In most bedrooms, under layman terms, you're going to find a bed. Let's call it a mattress. Sometimes you're going to find a closet and a dresser, some pillows and blankets, socks and underwear, and clothing is usually in the bedroom. If I say apartments, building, you would think there are separate apartments in the building. But in the car, it's compartments. Why is it a compartment in a car and a plane? And it's an apartment when you're living in it in a house or an apartment building. If I say you are going to use the keyboard, that keyboard comes along with something else. If I say an ear, what does the ear actually mean? Is it the ear, or where you hear of where the ear is? If I say the mouth, will you think the tongue, the teeth, and what comes out of the mouth? If I say ass, will you say how nice? Let's touch it. When I say ass, you go jack. Jack in a hole. Jack in a hole. It goes in here, and there's 2 ways it's coming out. There's 2 ways it's coming out. Wrong. Sometimes it comes out of here, and what you eat that keeps your body growing, that if you're sick, it can sometimes come out of here, and it does. Earwax. And it comes off the bottom of your feet, and the carcass. The juices, you sweat it out. And it's salty, therefore something is coming out for it to be salty. If I'll say candle, will you go, let's light the candle? The power is out. Will you say the power is out, let's light 2 candles because it's cold and we want to keep warm? How long is the candle? How long will the candle last? If I said desk, what is on the desk? things that go in the desk in drawers. They don't go in the desk. The desk is a person, place, or thing. The planet is planet Earth. Person, place, or thing. We look at the moon. In fact, the moon tonight, or today, I saw the moon since 12 o'clock. And the moon since 12 o'clock looked like a cloud. But when it gets a little bit later, it's going to look just like a moon. What is it? What is the material that is used for the moon in order for that light to expulse? Can we use that word, to expulse? Is this adult entertainment? I haven't smoked my weed today. It's weed day in Canada. How would Mr. Tackpan smoke weed? Do you know that if you inhale deep enough and hold your breath, you will most likely pass out? I went through the experience. Maybe we should just cut out this side of the video and just keep it like this. We have to keep like one side of the video because that's dark. We don't want any dark in our video. I don't want any dark in the video. I want it like all light. Like under the lights, yeah. We want this to be like it comes out of theater. Mr. Tackpan's out of theater. Anybody got another voice? Let's do this.
Hi. Which voice can I use? Oh no, that's not the voice that I need to use.
Hi. How did I do it? I did it in the car. Hi. Hi. No, I can't do it now. I had it before. I was doing Michael Jackson, yeah. Hi, I'm Michael Jackson. Nah, not the same. If you were in the car before, I had that voice. I have the voice. I do. I have that voice. It depends. I have to be in the character, the vibration of the mode. I have to hear what I heard that puts me in a mood that aligns me with a vibration. Of course, the vibration that I align with. You know what I'm saying? I just align with that. Hold on a second. I need to keep the pink one. Because they're going to bring me the white shoe. Yeah, give me the white shoe. You know that white shoe? Hey, let me go. Okay. Is this adult entertainment? Adult entertainment. Canada weed. You know what they're talking about weed? It's crazy how much paraphernalia is going into my head right now. I just want to be like this. There's only certain things and certain places I want to go and line myself up. I don't want to hear any of that other stuff. I want it to pass through here. You know, like the reindeer, you know. They say so much stuff. Something's coming legal, but yet it's occupying my mind of all these things I have to remember. I need to remember the primary. Watch out for others on the road when you're driving. Don't be too loud at night when others are sleeping. It's called a little respect, and you're not the only one here. Don't drive too fast and be careful and let pedestrians go. You got a gas-powered machine, and nobody should you be rushing you back to work. Otherwise, you're a putain. Right. You're Russian and a putain. Don't remember what the French word is, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes. As long as you understand where I'm coming from. To take this a little bit further. Look, I can almost see the water in my eyes. The ocean's coming out. The ocean's coming out. I see it. I see it right there in my eyes. Weed. Weed. Legal. Do you know that in our city, right now, they're making shops, regular shops, no weed shops, that were selling paraphernalia on marijuana. They're now making them take all their stuff off the walls. It now became illegal to put up paraphernalia on weed. Can I wear a shirt that says I smoke weed on it? What is actually going on? There's 100 people. In 100 people, okay, in 100 different situations, in 100 categories of understand what is weed. Please explain to them what an animal is and when they eat the animal. When you eat the fruit, when you eat the apple, when you eat rice, when you eat grain, why don't they explain the dangers of some of these things? When you have coffee and coffee beans, there are people on the other side of the country working for 50 cents an hour, and it's not how much you are working for, it's what the cost of living is. Don't treat your child that way, but we can eat products that come from other places in this country that deteriorate all the children. There's more children all over the world, other than the big major cities, that are suffering today, and we put extremely large laws on our children, keeping them hostage to hearing what is right and what is wrong. Yet we subdue children around the world. If our children would see constantly of what's happening with the other children, and they would be explained on why it's happening, they would go, oh my God. But we have taken every single area of life and we've mixed it up with so many races to alter the needs of the people and the way they think in association to a better understanding and formation of what the law of freedom and what God, the mighty creator, what he actually wants. You have to go back and we have to recalibrate what our good Lord wants. What is a Lord? O-R-D, the golden creation of second. We are second, someone who created us, created two sides for us to live in the center of the donut of the two sides. Do you understand? There's a whole donut. You live in the center of that donut. You receive the information. You can stick your hands out this wide, but you keep them like this. You keep them a little in front. You know, anytime you push all the way back and you open them up, there's nowhere to move. So they're in this position right now. 3 points for a touchdown. My head is the ball. My body is directed into the ground. If we teach our children, will our children ever grow up? And when do we teach our children and what's right and what's wrong to tell our children? Oh my God, don't tell your child that. They just killed the cow. Friday, September 29th, the cow was killed. They took him off the fields. They loaded him in a truck. They brought him down to an abattoir killing plant where people shot a bullet through his head and killed the cow. They hung him upside down and they ripped his guts out. They cleaned him up. They skinned him alive. They burnt his skin off. Then the butchers came in and chopped him up in many little pieces. They put it in a package or they sent the whole carcass in coolers to keep the fresh meat clean. They threw everything else in the garbage that is going to be rendered and recycled to be used in our gardens to go the plants that we have. And these animals will be slaughtered and sent out to different companies that sometimes they will sell it and sometimes will rot and they'll throw it in the fields because they couldn't sell it because they demanded too much money and they didn't want to give it away. That's what's happening to that animal. What happens to the grain? The same thing, but instead of killing the animal for the grain, they take advantage of the people. And now it's the people that slaughter. That's right. It's animals and people. Even for certain grains around the world, animals are being slaughtered every day, but the animal looks like me and you. Your perspective of every reality and a balanced understanding because of what does the good Lord actually ask for the survival of the human entity in life, to be able to get along and understand his neighbor's wants and needs, that we have neighbors between neighbors. And then there are those who judge, who have their own prerequisite to a judgment based on the laws they were given. They're only used to balance the two sides. When I say as a donut, this is what it actually means. We are right here in the donut. We either live here or we live here. But we never want to live here, the total evil. We can go to the total good, but we can't go to the total evil. This is how evil we ever can be. Staying inside to the left of evil. And what does that mean? That means when you have only one choice and something will happen where it is normally that if you weren't in that situation, it can never happen, that it's not an evil thing, it's just part of what happened. Running over an ant, walking on an ant, killing a mosquito, certain different levels of evil. But you're not going to like my judgment or thought on this thing. What I look at, bees and bugs and ants and all these things, actually it's mostly mosquitoes and bugs, and certain animals are directly hooked into matrix, into the nature thing, that we have to have them for some reason, I don't remember what, and they have no soul in them. Certain animals just have no soul. They don't come with soul, they come with a spirit connect. That's the way I like to look at it. The spirit guidance of the matrix, and they're all electronic. They all run at a certain buzz. The bees, the bugs, the this or that. Doesn't mean we should kill them all, okay? But if they die, and then there's other elements, the cat, the dog, the horse, that we pray for their spirits so that they can relink before they leave this life to jump back into the world whence they came, from whence we all, because whence we all and where we all come from. The same source, the element, the knowledge that can read the creator. We're all animal, mammal, human. We're all connected to the source that says, but we're the only ones sleeping. I'm sleeping because I'm not fully connected. I don't have the connection to say, yes, I'm there when my body goes and I go into the ground. It's all going to be okay because I'm not dead. I can't die because I'm just a little atom. I'm just a connection to the source of all thinking, where I know everything all the time. I can never make any mistakes based on correct judgment of the Urantia world that we are in. And we, I believe, and this is the way I see it, as the empty shell that takes on the entity's spirit and gains a soul into a life or into a world of mostly of choice. There's correction and there's choice. That if you don't choose in this world for certain reasons, certain things, that your gem of life, that of your eternal life, you will automatically be sent into a certain life just to you know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, no matter what, the only thing that can never be broken is the truth and the reality of everything that has ever happened. And the existence of time, right, is what gets reinstalled into your memory gem of who you are. Now, if you, let's say I say, okay, tonight I'm gonna eat my pen, and you're not supposed to eat the pen. It doesn't. If your gem of your life is not connected, it has to be corrected. What happened in that element that it wasn't doing the right thing? So we go into these little correctional things for the human life, for when we're not fully connected and we're living by choice of momentary thoughts. Because I believe that it takes time before something goes from there to here. And the time it takes from there to here, although it's a split second, or it could be maybe 2 seconds to get here, you and me, just a little off timing, although it can control through its computers exactly where everybody is, we still get into accidents. And then we die, and then we are put back into other worlds after a slumber. But the slumber is no slumber at all, because you're asleep and you're awake. You can awaken 1,000 years later and think it's tomorrow. Because time is nothing to you. It's really a freaking fucking crazy thought. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Welcome to the new world. Did we finish with that pot deal yet? Oh my God. Rules and regulations. I like to follow them all to best I can. For the better of all society, for that we should be able to live hand in hand. Pass me the hand of your wife, please. Well, you know one of the first 3 laws. Don't mess around. Thank you for watching this video.